Alexithymia, what is it? And am I even pronouncing it right? Who knows? I call it alexithymia, but it might not be pronounced like that. So alexithymia is the inability to recognise or name your emotions. This is something, was probably the first thing I recognised as like an autistic trait of mine, because I used to get so annoyed, you know, when people are like, so explain your happiest day or your perfect week or the thing that brings you most joy or what makes you happy. And I'm like, depends what mood I'm in, depends what day it is, depends if that day has a T in it. Or so I've always struggled with that. I'm becoming more aware of it, but I was very, very detached from my body as a child. Pretty much lived in my head. So I also have issues with the interoception, like being able to work out when I'm hungry or, as I said, whether I'm happy. And then even when I get those sensations, very difficult to then name what those things are. So yeah, it was probably one of the first things I recognised, and I was like, oh my god, there's a name for it. So yeah, anytime when somebody's going, so what makes you happy or what brings you joy, I'm just like, oh, I just want to tear my hair out. And yeah, I don't know. So I'm looking into it a lot more as a recently diagnosed autistic person, doing a lot of reading around it, and then also the fact that emotions and feelings and those two words are like interused all the time is really sort of tricky to unpack what that actually means. But yeah, I just thought I'd share my experience. Like, I'm going on a trip tomorrow on a train for the first time for quite a long time. I know I'm feeling something about it, but I'm not sure what I'm feeling. So the way I now deal with it is, if I notice things don't feel in my body like they normally do, that means there's normally something going on for me. And the way I deal with that is actually just be nice to myself. And this is one of the lovely things about having words for these things, so you can go, oh, I really struggle with that. I have alexithymia or interoception issues, or I'm autistic or whatever. The nice thing about it is that as people get used to those labels and knowing what that could potentially mean, you've got a lens to look through the world with, so that instead of me going, why can I never work out what makes me happy on a day-to-day basis, I can go, well, that is something that my brain obviously struggles with, and so I can just be nice to myself, which is cool. So I'm giving you permission to be nice to yourself. So there you go. Remember, you're amazing. There's only one of you. Make the most of it. Whether you've got alexithymia, autism, you're neurotypical, you know exactly what your feelings are, whatever, you're amazing. Make the most of it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay.